If you are hearing these words right now, let me be very clear about one thing. You did not click on this video by accident. The algorithm didn't bring you here. Random chance didn't bring you here. A dormant part of your own consciousness, your higher self, arranged for you to be here, sitting in this exact chair, at this exact moment, to hear a message you have been waiting for your entire life. When you saw the title of this video, when your eyes scanned the phrase spiritual awakening or the chosen one, something in your chest tightened. A spark, a recognition, a question ignited in your mind. Perhaps a question you've been afraid to ask out loud. Is this finally the answer? Is there a name for what I've been feeling? You deserve to know the truth immediately. Frequency 11, or what the ancients called the master number, the path of the illumined messenger, is not a secret club. It is not a cult. It is not a label to feed the ego. Frequency 11 is an energetic designation for the souls that life simply does not allow to live halfway. It is a frequency reserved for those who, if they try to live exactly like everyone else, following the herd, chasing the material dream, engaging in shallow interactions, they feel a part of themselves dying inside. You know exactly what I am talking about. That physical sickness you feel when you have to fake a smile. That crushing weight in your chest when you are forced to participate in a system that feels wrong. You are not just different. You are a system error in the collective matrix. You are the glitch. And today, we are going to decode why. Chapter 1. The Black Sheep Syndrome. Let's go back to the beginning. The feeling of being the chosen one rarely starts with glory. It usually starts with alienation. It starts with the feeling of being the black sheep. From a very young age, you likely felt like a stranger in your own home. We don't call you a black sheep. We call you a starseed, planted in soil that didn't understand your nature. Do you remember being a child and looking around at the adults in your life? You saw them following rules that made no sense. You saw them hurting each other with words while pretending everything was fine. You saw the cracks in the walls of the perfect family or the perfect school system long before anyone else did. You carried questions that terrified the people around you. Why are we here? Why do we have to work jobs we hate just to pay for houses we leave empty all day? Why is everyone pretending to be happy? When you asked these questions, you were likely told to be quiet. You were told you were too sensitive, too intense, or that you think too much. So what did you do? You tried to adapt. You tried to install the normalcy program. You tried to mimic the behaviors of those around you to survive. You wore the mask. You played the game. But here is the truth about frequency 11. You cannot fake it for long. You can try to suppress your vibration. You can try to lower your frequency to match the density of the 3D world. But the more you try to fit into a box that is too small for your soul, the more chaotic your internal world becomes. This chaos, this anxiety, this depression, this feeling of not belonging is not a mental illness. It is your soul screaming. It is your internal guidance system rejecting the false programming of the matrix. If you are a chosen one, you possess a specific trait that scares the matrix. You are a lie detector. You don't just hear words, you hear the energy behind the words. You don't just see a face, you see the intention hidden behind the eyes. This is why you have always felt overwhelmed in crowds. You are vibrating at 963 hertz, the frequency of the universe, of truth, of oneness. The world around you is largely vibrating at much lower frequencies like fear, survival, jealousy, and control. When these two frequencies collide, it creates dissonance. This is why you have always felt like you were waiting for a bus on the wrong planet. You look at the stars and feel a deep, inexplicable homesickness, a longing for a home you can't remember, but you know exists. If you are listening to this and tears are welling up in your eyes, or you feel a shiver running down your spine, what we call truth chills, then accept this validation. You are not crazy. You are not broken. You are waking up. Chapter 2: Living in Dual Realities. The second defining marker of frequency 11 is the sensation of living in dual realities. Most people live firmly in reality A, the 3D world. This is the world of solid objects, logic, schedules, and surface-level interactions. They believe that what they see is all there is. But you live in the in-between. You walk through the 3D world. You go to the grocery store. You drive your car. You pay your taxes. But a massive part of your consciousness is anchored in a higher dimension, the 5D realm. This creates a psychological phenomenon often diagnosed as dissociation, but in the spiritual community, we call it the observer effect. Have you ever been at a party, surrounded by friends or family, laughing and talking, but deep inside, you feel like you are floating 10 feet above your body? You are watching yourself interact. You are watching the script play out. It feels like you are an actor who suddenly realized they are on a movie set while everyone else still thinks the movie is real. This dual existence makes fake positivity unbearable for you. The matrix thrives on surface-level happiness. Good vibes only. Just smile. How are you? I'm fine. For the chosen one, these social scripts are physically painful. Why? Because you can see the shadow.
When someone smiles at you with jealousy in their heart, you feel the jealousy more than the smile. When a workplace claims to be like a family, but operates on exploitation, you feel the rot in the foundation. You crave the raw. You crave the real. You would rather sit with someone crying in honest pain than sit with someone laughing in fake joy. Because for those of the frequency 11, truth is the only oxygen. When you're deprived of truth, when you're forced to engage in the polite lies of society, you begin to suffocate. Let's talk about your superpower, which often feels more like a curse, the empathic radar. You don't just have empathy, you are a sponge for the collective unconscious. Because your subconscious mind is undergoing reprogramming, and your brainwaves are frequently in the Theta state while you're awake, your boundaries are porous. You walk into a room, and boom, you download the emotional data of everyone present. You feel the anger of the man sitting in the corner. You feel the anxiety of the cashier. You feel the heaviness of the history in the building itself. You didn't ask for this. You didn't train for this. It is your factory setting. For years, you probably thought these emotions were yours. You woke up happy, went to the mall, and came home depressed and exhausted. You ask yourself, why did my mood change so fast? Here is the revelation. It wasn't yours. You picked up the debris of the matrix. You absorbed the lower frequencies of the environment. This ability is a gift. Yes, it allows you to heal, to understand, to connect deeply. But until you learn to master it, it is a dangerous vulnerability. It is the primary reason why you, the chosen one, eventually develop the need to escape, to run away, to hide. Chapter 3. The Sacred Isolation. There is a phase that every single person in Group 11 goes through. Not just once, but usually in cycles throughout their life. It is the phase of the Great Disappearing Act. One day, you just stop. You stop answering the phone. You stop making plans. You stop explaining yourself. You withdraw from the world. Society tells you this is wrong. Your friends ask, "Are you okay?" You're acting distant. Your family worries you are depressed. And maybe even you start to panic. Why don't I want to see anyone? Am I broken? Listen to me closely. You are not broken. You are in incubation. You are entering hermit mode. Think of the caterpillar. When it is time to become a butterfly, it doesn't just grow wings while crawling around in the dirt with the other caterpillars. No, it stops. It builds a cocoon. It isolates itself completely. Inside that cocoon, the caterpillar literally dissolves. It turns into a chaotic soup of cells before it rearranges into a higher form. If you opened that cocoon prematurely, you would kill it. Isolation is not a punishment. It is a biological and spiritual necessity for metamorphosis. We need to make a critical distinction today, one that will save your sanity. The difference between loneliness and solitude. Loneliness is the pain of being alone. It is a state of lacking. You are desperate for someone to fill the void. Solitude is the glory of being alone. It is a state of completeness. You are meeting yourself. The Matrix is designed to keep you afraid of being alone. Why? Because when you are alone, you are not distracted. When you are not distracted, you start to think. And when you start to think, you start to wake up. The universe loves you too much to let you stay asleep, so it initiates vibrational pruning. This is why you are losing friends. This is why relationships are ending. The universe is stripping away everything that is not on your frequency. Imagine your energy is increasing, vibrating faster and faster. People who are vibrating at a lower frequency, like fear, drama, or stagnation, literally cannot hold on to you anymore. They fall away, not because they are bad, and not because you are arrogant, but because of physics, quantum physics. You are being isolated so that you don't get contaminated while your operating system is upgrading. You are in the VIP section of the universe, roped off for maintenance. During this sacred isolation, something magical happens. The noise of the world fades, and for the first time, you hear the voice of your intuition clearly. You start to realize that the void inside you isn't empty, it's full of you. You start to enjoy your own company. You realize that you are the person you've been waiting for. So, if you are currently in a period where you have no friends, where your phone is dry, where you spend your Friday nights alone, do not force connections. Do not text that ex. Do not go to that bar just to feel normal. Embrace the void. Say to yourself, I am not lonely. I am protecting my energy. I am preparing for my new skin. Because I promise you, this isolation is temporary. You are being prepared for a new tribe, a soul tribe that matches your new frequency. But to meet them, you must first finish your transformation alone. Chapter 4. The Tower Moments. There is a moment in the life of every chosen one that defines before and after. It is the moment when the floor falls out from under you. In the tarot, there is a card called the Tower. It depicts a tall, strong structure being struck by a bolt of lightning. The crown is blown off, fire consumes the building, and people are falling into the abyss. For many of you watching this, you are not just looking at the card, you are living inside it. Does it feel like your life is being dismantled? Perhaps you lost your job unexpectedly. Perhaps a long-term relationship ended overnight without a clear reason. Perhaps you faced a sudden health crisis or a financial collapse that stripped you of your security. But here is the signature of a true Frequency 11 Tower moment. It all happens at once. It feels like a coordinated attack. It feels like the universe has turned against you. You look up at the sky and you ask, why? Why are you punishing me? I tried to be a good person. I tried to be spiritual. Why is my life falling apart? Listen to me closely, for this shift in perspective will save your life. The universe is not punishing you. The universe is liberating you. You cannot build a temple on a foundation of sand. The life you built before your awakening, that job you hated but tolerated for the money, that relationship you stayed in out of fear of being alone, those habits that numbed your pain, they were all part of the old matrix. They were constructed by your ego, not your soul. As your frequency rises to 963 Hertz, anything vibrating at a lower frequency must collapse. It is not a choice, it is physics. Your new vibration is literally shaking the old structures until they crumble. This is karmic clearing at rapid speed. You prayed for change. You prayed for purpose. You prayed for truth. The tower is the answer to that prayer. The lightning bolt is not destruction. It is a course correction. Let me share with you the legend of the eagle. The eagle has the longest lifespan of its species. But to reach that age, the eagle must make a hard decision. In its 40s, its long and flexible talons can no longer grab prey which serves as food. Its long and short beak becomes bent. Its old-aged and heavy wings, due to their thick feathers, become stuck to its chest and make it difficult to fly. The eagle is left with only two options: die or go through a painful process of change. This process lasts for 150 days. The process requires that the eagle fly to a mountaintop and sit on its nest. There, the eagle knocks its beak against a rock until it plucks it out. Then the eagle will wait for a new beak to grow back. After this, it will pluck out its old-aged talons. When its new talons grow back, the eagle starts plucking out its old-aged feathers. And after 5 months of pain, the eagle takes its famous flight of rebirth and lives for 30 more years. You are the eagle. Right now, you are on the mountaintop. You are bleeding. You are stripping away everything that used to define you. The beak, the talons, the feathers. These are your old identities, your old career titles, your old social status. It is painful. It is terrifying. You feel naked and vulnerable. But you are not dying. You are preparing for the flight of your life. If you are in the middle of a tower moment right now, stop trying to rebuild the old tower. Stop trying to glue the pieces together again. Let it burn. Let it fall. Stand in the ashes and say, I trust the plan. Take what is not mine so I can receive what is truly mine. Because what is coming next, what is waiting for you on the other side of the smoke, is a life that doesn't just look good, but feels good. A life that fits your soul, not your ego. Chapter 5: The Dark Night of the Soul. After the external structures of your life collapse, the internal lights go out. Welcome to the dark night of the soul. This is not clinical depression, although it mimics the symptoms. Spiritual depression, or the dark night, is an existential crisis. It is the death of the ego. In this phase, you don't just feel sad, you feel empty. You feel a profound sense of meaninglessness. The things that used to bring you joy, hobbies, food, entertainment, now taste like ash. You look at the world and think, what is the point? It's all just a game. It's all fake. This is the void. This is the womb of creation, but it feels like a tomb. Why does this happen? Because for the first time in your life, the distractions are gone. The job is gone. The relationship is gone. The busy schedule is gone. And now you are left alone in a room with the one person you have been running from your entire life, yourself. This brings us to the most critical practice for any chosen one: shadow work. The psychologist Carl Jung famously said, "One does not become enlightened by imagining figures of light, but by making the darkness conscious." Your shadow is the part of you that you rejected. It is your anger, your jealousy, your shame, your sexual desires, your selfishness. Society told you these things were bad, so you pushed them into the basement of your subconscious. You locked the door and threw away the key. But during the dark night of the soul, the lock breaks. The monsters come upstairs. You might find yourself suddenly remembering traumas from childhood you thought you forgot. You might feel waves of rage over something that happened 10 years ago. You might feel an overwhelming sense of guilt. Most people run from this. They numb it with alcohol, with scrolling on social media, with new relationships. But you, the chosen one, you must do the opposite. You must turn around and face the monster. How do you do shadow work? It is not complicated, but it is brave. Step 1. Stop running. When a negative emotion comes up, let's say intense jealousy, do not judge it. Do not say, "I shouldn't feel this, I am a spiritual person." Instead, invite it in. Sit with the jealousy. Feel it in your body. Where is it? In your stomach? In your throat? Step 2. Ask the question. Ask the emotion, when was the first time I felt this? Your subconscious will give you a memory. Maybe you were 5 years old and your sibling got a toy you wanted and your parents scolded you for crying. You learned that wanting things makes me bad. Go back to that memory. Visualize your adult self, your wise frequency 11 self, walking into that scene. Hug the 5-year-old version of you. Tell them, it is safe to want things. You are not bad. I am here now. This is quantum healing. You are literally rewriting the timeline of your emotional body. The dark night of the soul is not a punishment. It is a deep cleaning. Imagine your soul is a house. For years, you have been hoarding trash in the basement. Now, you want to invite the divine guest, your higher consciousness, to move in. You cannot invite the divine into a hoarded house. So, you are in the basement with a shovel, clearing out the rot. It smells bad. It is dark. It is exhausting. But remember this, the gold is in the shadow. Your greatest power is hidden in your greatest pain. Your ability to heal others comes from your own wound. Your ability to lead comes from your own isolation. Do not fear the dark. You are the light that illumines it. Keep digging. The dawn is coming.
Chapter 6: Vibrational Pruning. As you do the shadow work, as you clear the trauma, your frequency begins to rise rapidly. You are moving from 3D density to 5D expansion. And this creates a phenomenon we call vibrational pruning. You will notice that people you have known for years, childhood friends, family members, colleagues, suddenly become unbearable to be around. Conversations feel forced. You feel drained after 5 minutes in their presence. Or they might start attacking you. They might say, "You've changed. You think you're better than us. You're weird now." This is the law of resonance. Imagine two tuning forks. If one is vibrating at 963 Hz and the other is vibrating at 200 Hz, they cannot harmonize. In fact, the higher frequency will agitate the lower frequency. You are triggering their demons. By simply existing in your truth, you shine a light on their lies. Your growth reminds them of their stagnation. Your courage reminds them of their fear. Without saying a word, you become a mirror that they cannot stand to look into. So they lash out, or they leave, or the universe removes them. This creates the Sigma archetype, the lone wolf. Many chosen ones walk the path of the Sigma male or Sigma female, not because they hate people, but because they respect energy. You stop tolerating drama. You stop engaging in gossip. You stop explaining yourself to people who are committed to misunderstanding you. This is painful, especially when it involves family. You might be the only one in your bloodline who is awake. You are the cycle breaker. You carry the burden of healing generational trauma that has run in your family for centuries. Alcoholism, abuse, poverty mindsets. It stops with you. That is a heavy burden, and when your family rejects you for it, it feels like betrayal. But reframe this as rejection is protection. They are not rejecting you. They are rejecting the light because it hurts their eyes. You are being pruned from the old tree so you can be replanted in new soil. Do not lower your vibration to keep people in your life. If you have to shrink to fit, you are in the wrong room. If you have to dim your light so others don't feel insecure, you are betraying your mission. Let them go. Bless them. Love them from a distance, and let them go. You are making space for your soul tribe. People are coming who will meet you at your level. They will not require you to translate your soul. They will speak your language. But you must be empty of the old before you can be filled with the new. Chapter 7: The Physical Ascension Symptoms. We have talked about the mind and the heart,
Now we must talk about the vessel, your body. A spiritual awakening is not just a mental concept. It is a biological event. You are literally changing at the cellular level. Your DNA is activating. You are shifting from a carbon-based density to a crystalline light body structure. This process takes a massive toll on the physical body. We call this Ascension flu. If you have been visiting doctors and they tell you there is nothing wrong with you, your blood work is normal, but you feel like you are dying, listen closely. Here are the signs that your body is upgrading to frequency 11. Sign number 1, the witching hour wake-up. Do you wake up suddenly between 3 a.m. and 4 a.m., wide awake for no reason? This is not insomnia. This is the time when the veil between dimensions is thinnest. The universe is downloading data into your subconscious. Don't fight it. Don't look at your phone. Just lie there, breathe, and ask, what is the message? Sign number 2, the ringing in the ears. This is one of the most common symptoms, a high-pitched frequency in your left or right ear. This is not tinnitus. In the spiritual realm, this is a download of high-frequency codes. It is like the old dial-up internet sound. You are tuning into a new radio station. High pitch usually means angelic guidance or high vibration entities are near. Low pitch or buzzing can be a warning to ground yourself or pay attention to your surroundings. Sign number 3, extreme fatigue mixed with bursts of energy. One day you can run a marathon. The next day you can't get out of bed. Your body is doing heavy lifting while you sleep. You are processing karma and trauma deep in the cellular memory. Rest. Do not force yourself to push through like the Matrix tells you to. Nap. Your body is the hardware. It needs to reboot to install the new software. Sign number 4, sudden food intolerances. Suddenly, you can't eat meat, or dairy makes you sick, or alcohol gives you a 3-day hangover. Your vibration is becoming too high for heavy, dense, or processed foods. Your body is demanding high vibration foods, light, water-rich, alive. It is rejecting the toxins of the matrix. Sign number 5, unusual body aches. Aches in the lower back? That is the root chakra opening, grounding you. Tightness in the chest? That is the heart chakra expanding, breaking the walls you built around it. Pressure between the eyebrows? That is your third eye, the pineal gland, decalcifying and opening. You are undergoing a metamorphosis. Imagine the amount of energy it takes to turn a caterpillar into a butterfly. It is violent. It is exhausting. Be gentle with your vessel. Drink more water. Ground yourself in nature. Put your bare feet on the grass. Take salt baths. You are not sick. You are activating. Your body is the instrument through which you will play your music to the world. It needs to be tuned. The pain you feel is the tuning process. Chapter 8: Quantum Manifestation and the Law of Assumption. You have walked through the fire. You have faced the isolation. You have felt the collapse of your old reality. Now we rise. It is time to stop asking, "Why is this happening to me?" and start asking, "What can I create with this?" It is time to graduate from being a survivor of the Matrix to being an architect of a new reality. For years, you have likely studied the law of attraction. You made vision boards. You wrote in journals. You tried to think positive. And yet, for you, the chosen one, it often didn't work, or it worked inconsistently. Why? Why does the secret seem to work for others, but fail for you? Here is the truth that the popular gurus won't tell you. The Matrix is a mirror, not a vending machine. You do not get what you want. You do not get what you hope for. You get what you are. The universe does not respond to your desperate pleas. Desperation vibrates at the frequency of lack. When you scream, "I need money," the mirror reflects back, "Okay, you need money," and keeps you in a state of needing. For frequency 11, the old law of attraction is too slow. It is too passive. You must upgrade to the law of assumption. This is the ancient code taught by mystics like Neville Goddard, but we are going to explain it through quantum physics. The quantum field is a field of infinite possibilities. Every version of your life already exists there. There is a version of you that is wealthy. There is a version of you that is deeply loved. There is a version of you that is fulfilling your mission. These are not dreams. They are literal frequencies existing right now, just like a radio station you haven't tuned into yet. To shift realities, you must collapse the wave function. How? By assuming the feeling of the wish already fulfilled. Let's break down the 3 steps of quantum assumption for the chosen one. Step 1. Ignore the 3D reality. The world you see around you right now, your bank account balance, your empty bed, your current problems, this is old data. It is the printed out result of your past thoughts. If you react to it, you are just reprinting the same page over and over again. You must develop delusional confidence. When the 3D world shows you lack, you must laugh and say, "This is just an old echo. My real reality is being built right now." Step 2. The emotional signature. You cannot fool the universe with words. You can only communicate with energy. Close your eyes. Imagine your desire is fully here. Do not ask, "How did it happen?" or "When will it happen?" Just go to the end. If you were wealthy right now, how would you feel? You wouldn't feel excited or manic. You would feel relief. You would feel calm. You would feel natural. Capture that feeling of naturalness. That is the key. It must feel normal, not miraculous. Step 3. The persistence of the state. This is where most people fail. They assume the state for 5 minutes during meditation, and then spend the next 23 hours worrying. You must carry the secret with you. Walk down the street as if you are the person you want to be. Drink your coffee as if you are already successful. This is not fake it till you make it. This is quantum alignment. You are tuning your radio dial to 963 Hz and refusing to change the channel, no matter how much static you hear at first. When you start doing this, the matrix will test you. Chaos might erupt. Problems might get worse for a day or two. This is called the purge. It is the old reality fighting to survive. Do not flinch. Hold the vision. If you hold the frequency of the solution, the problem must dissolve. It is a law. It is as real as gravity.
Chapter 9: Subconscious Reprogramming and Theta Waves. Now we go deeper. You can consciously assume a new reality all day long, but if your subconscious mind is programmed with trauma, fear, and unworthiness, you will be fighting a losing battle. Scientists tell us that 95% of your life is controlled by the subconscious. It is the autopilot. For chosen ones, your autopilot was often programmed with viruses like, "I am not good enough," "It is not safe to be seen," or "I am alone." To change your life, we must rewrite the code. But there is a problem. The subconscious mind is guarded by a firewall called the critical faculty, the analytical mind. You cannot just tell yourself, "I am rich," while you are wide awake. The critical faculty will reject it and say, "No, look at your bills." We must bypass the firewall. We must enter the control room when the guard is sleeping. This brings us to the power of theta waves. The theta state, which resonates between 4 and 7 Hz, is the brainwave state between waking and sleeping. It is the state of hypnosis. It is the state of deep meditation. In theta, the firewall is down. The subconscious is wide open, ready to download whatever you tell it. You, as a chosen one, access theta more easily than others. This is why you are so sensitive. But now, we will use it as a weapon. Here is the sleep gantry technique, your nightly protocol. Step 1. The 963 Hz activation. Before you sleep, listen to 963 Hz frequency music. This is the frequency of the pineal gland activation. It is the God frequency. It helps to decalcify the third eye and return your cellular structure to its original perfect order. It acts as a cleanser for the mental debris of the day. Step 2. The state akin to sleep. Lie in bed. Close your eyes. Do not think about the problems of today. Relax your body until you feel heavy, like you are floating. You are now entering theta. The firewall is lowering. Step 3. The loop. Create a short 10-second movie scene in your mind that implies your wish is fulfilled. If you want health, imagine a doctor telling you you are perfectly healthy. If you want love, imagine a ring on your finger or sleeping next to a partner. Loop this scene over and over again. Feel the texture of the sheets. Hear the voice. Smell the air. Step 4.
Fall asleep in the assumption. This is critical. The last thought you have before you lose consciousness becomes the instruction for your subconscious for the next 8 hours. If you fall asleep worrying, you are commanding your subconscious to create more things to worry about. If you fall asleep in the feeling of the wish fulfilled, your subconscious spends 8 hours rearranging the quantum field to match that feeling. Subconscious reprogramming is not magic. It is biology. It requires repetition. Do this every night for 21 days. You will notice changes. First, your dreams will change. Then your mood will change. Then you will start noticing coincidences. And finally, the physical reality will shift. You are the programmer. The Matrix 963 is the computer. Stop letting the program run you. Run the program.
Chapter 10: The Mission of the System Buster. We have arrived at the final truth, the answer to the question that has haunted you since childhood. Why me? Why did you have to suffer? Why the isolation? Why the sensitivity? Why couldn't you just be normal? Because, my dear chosen one, you did not come here to vacation. You came here on a mission. You are what we call a system buster. You are a cycle breaker. You are a frequency holder. The Earth is currently shifting. The old systems of greed, control, fear, and manipulation are collapsing. But for the new world to be born, there must be souls who can hold the frequency of the new world before it is visible. That is you. Your trauma was your training. Every time you were rejected, you learned independence. Every time you were lied to, you learned to read energy. Every time you were broken, you learned how to rebuild yourself stronger. You were not being punished. You were being forged. You were put through a spiritual boot camp so that you could become strong enough to hold the light in a world that is addicted to darkness. Many of you fall into the trap of trying to save everyone. You try to wake up your family. You try to fix your toxic friends, and you get drained. Stop it. A lighthouse does not run around the island looking for boats to save. A lighthouse stands on the rock. It anchors itself, and it shines. The boats find the light. Your mission is not to force anyone to wake up. Your mission is to manage your own frequency. When you vibrate at high love, authenticity, and peace, you naturally trigger the awakening of everyone around you without saying a word. You become a living tuning fork. You are the bridge between the old matrix and the new reality. When you heal yourself, you heal your lineage. 7 generations back and 7 generations forward. When you choose love over fear, you heal the collective consciousness. It is a big responsibility. I know you are tired, but look at how far you have come. You survived 100% of your bad days.
You faced the dark night, and you are still standing. You are powerful beyond measure. You are the universe experiencing itself. You are the chosen one, not because you are better than others, but because you chose to take on the heavy lifting. And now it is time to anchor this truth into your very cells. It is time to seal this activation. I invite you now to close your eyes, put down everything. We are going to enter the chamber of light. We are going to speak directly to your DNA. Bonus session, the guided activation. Take a deep breath in through your nose, filling your lungs with white light, and exhale slowly through your mouth, releasing all the tension, all the doubt, all the old programming. Let your shoulders drop. Unclench your jaw. Let your tongue fall from the roof of your mouth. Feel a wave of warm golden energy starting at the top of your head, your crown chakra, and slowly melting down over your face, down through your neck, relaxing the throat, clearing the unspoken words, down into your chest, your heart center, opening the space that was closed by pain, down through your arms, out through your fingertips, down through your stomach, your hips, your legs, all the way down to the soles of your feet. You are grounded. You are safe. You are held. Imagine you are standing at the edge of a beautiful ocean at night. The stars above you are reflecting in the water. These are not just stars. They are your ancestors. They are your soul family. They are watching you. I want you to repeat these affirmations after me, either in your mind or out loud. Feel them vibrate in your chest. Let them rewrite your code. I am the architect of my reality. I release the identity of the victim. I forgive myself for the time I spent sleeping. I am grateful for the darkness, for it taught me to find my light. I am safe to be powerful. I am safe to be seen. I am safe to be wealthy. I do not chase, I attract. I do not beg, I command. What belongs to me will simply find me. I am worthy of a love that meets me in the deep. I am vibrating at the frequency of miracles. I am the chosen one. I have returned to myself. Feel that truth settling into your bones. You are not the same person who started this video. Something has shifted. A lock has been turned. Keep your eyes closed for a moment longer. Visualize a golden door in front of you. This is the door to your new timeline. See yourself opening it. On the other side, see the version of you that is happy, that is free, that is at peace. Step through the door. Merge with that version. Wear their skin. Feel their heartbeat. You are now locked into this new frequency. Carry it with you. Protect it. Nurture it. Open your eyes. Welcome back. You have received the download. You have the map. The rest is up to you. The Matrix will try to pull you back. It will try to distract you with fear and noise. But you know too much now. You have seen the code. I want you to do one thing to seal this contract with the universe. Go to the comment section right now and write, "I have returned." Don't do it for the algorithm. Do it for yourself. Let this be the physical action that grounds your spiritual decision. Declare to the world that the old you is gone and the true you has returned to the throne. But remember, knowing who you are is only the first step. To truly master this game, to bend time and space, there is one specific quantum law that only 1% of souls ever truly understand. It is the missing key to why your manifestations sometimes delay. I have unlocked this secret in the next video. Only 1% of souls understand this quantum law, and now it's your turn. Click it. Do not stop the momentum. Your education continues there. I see you. I honor you. Welcome home, Group 11.